Okay, so we're going to change 2 3/5 to a percent. Now, I want you all just to recall one simple example again. We're just going to write this down. 1/4, think about money, is the same thing as 25 cents, 0.25, right? Which is the same thing as 25%. I just like to write down a useful example. Just give us a key. Look, so a quarter becomes 0.25 in decimal form, and then we can just move this decimal point over 2 spots to turn that into 25%, right? So that's just kind of a key, just something to look at. But changing this to a percent means we actually have to first get it to a decimal, and then we can turn it into a percent, right? So the first problem is, how do you turn this into a decimal? So the 2 3/5, the problem here is the 3/5. That fraction needs to be turned into a decimal so that then we can have 2 point something, basically, right? So 3/5 is 3 divided by 5. Or in division form, that's 5 into 3, okay? Now the problem is 5 into 3 goes 0 times. But we've got to put a decimal point after the 3 and add on a bunch of zeros, right? And then see what happens. 5 into 3 goes 0 times. The decimal point then goes up here. And then we do this. 5 into 30. 6. Good job. 5 and 36. 5 into 0 is 0. So, like, there's no remainder here. Because 5 into 30 is exactly 6. So we're actually done. It's just 0.6, right? So 2 3/5, by the way, is like 2 plus 3/5. 2 plus 3/5, right? And 3/5 is 0.6. So we just have 2 plus 0.6, or 2.6. So the 2 3/5 becomes 2.6. Are we okay with that? Now, so we have that mixed number turned into a decimal. Now we want to turn the decimal into a percent. And from our simple example, remember that we need to move the decimal point 2 spots over to turn it into a percent, right? So it's 2, 6, and then what is it? Yeah, there should be a 0 put in here. 260%. Does that make sense? Percents can be more than 100, right? It's kind of like saying, let's see, let me think, something simple. So let's say that, one, item costs $100, so let's say a jacket costs $100, in January, but it cost $125 in December. That jacket would be 125% more expensive in December than January. This number is 125% more than this, if that makes sense, right? So anyway, so 200 expense. So percents can be more than 100. So that's what it is, converted to a percent. Yep.